Wow. Welcome to the Art of Self. I literally was going to do this as a video, but then I look so gnarly right now and I'm in shorts that probably should have been thrown away 6 years ago and a tank top that used to be white, but let's blame the New York City water for fading it. I am Donna Guerreros. If you do not know who I am, then there's like a lot of links and stuff. And you could just Google or go on my Instagram, and within within 3 posts, you'll figure out if this is for you or if you have just want to jump ship and like abort mission, and you're like, oh, where's that unsubscribe button, and how do I get my money back? Anyway, if you decided to pay, you'll be in the chat and stuff and the comments, and until that gets out of control. And, then I'll probably throw a grenade into this project too, like I usually do with everything. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not what this is about. This is about actually moving through and accomplishing and sticking to and doing all the things. So welcome back. The Art of Self is my new space online. It's in Substack. I got to be honest. It's like I've been waiting for this to come about. The last 2 years, I'd say I've been in a major limbo because I want to do video, but I don't want to do video all the time. I like I'm like over social media, but like I like the old social media, like putting up photos, connecting with people, not going on there and wanting to feel like I'm going to have a panic attack in the 30 seconds because I'm like watching like all this stuff that my brain can't handle, and everything's in 12 seconds or less. And it's not for me right now. Or I think anymore. It's just too overstimulating. I can't stand all the video. I like to read. I'm a millennial. I'm kind of old. I'm so untrusting of absolutely everything. I just listened to this podcast that talked about how millennials are so different than Gen Z and boomers because we have better website and tech literacy. We also have better media literacy because we don't trust anything. And the reason why we don't trust anything is because it all goes back to our childhood wounds and our traumas, because our parents lied to us about so much stuff. So we literally don't trust anything. And we like to read and take it in and go to 2 or 3 sources. And if it's too good to be true, we won't subscribe to it. If we go to a website that kind of looks fake or looks too, those websites where you're kind of like, oh, this is definitely going to steal my credit card, or this is 100% a scam. There's definitely a course attached to this somewhere that's going to have a red line through it that says act now, $99 or less kind of vibes. The millennials will just completely X out of that window. Or we also, if it's too nice, we're like, yeah, we're not getting got, So, yeah. So I don't know, what was I talking? Oh, so that's why we don't trust anything. And the last 2 years, I have been in this place where I've been trying to figure out what's next. With a lot of this, I've been kind of throwing some spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks. I really love YouTube, but I gotta be honest, I can't be on there every week. These videos, I had hired an editor. I had someone helping me. It's so much money to hire a video editor. I also approach a YouTube video. I think I'm Martin Scorsese when it comes to editing, directing, photography, all this. I got to chill with that. So when I edit a video, it takes me a month. And then after I edit it, I'm like, this is crap. And I don't even post it. And then podcasting, it's just, I posting every week to then make clips and cut clips and promote it on social media and all these other places. So exhausting. So Substack kind of answered my prayers. Well, I wasn't really praying about this, but it answered my, what am I going to do next, universe? I want to do all these things, but I don't want to be spread across 25 different platforms here. And TikTok, I love TikTok, but I can't be, it's like a basketball game that I like to watch. You know what I mean? It's like me watching gymnastics. Did a cartwheel in 10th grade when I was 10, not 10th. Well, I can actually still do cartwheels. I could still do cartwheels until I hurt my back. And I really want to attempt doing a cartwheel, but also, no, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to end up in the ER for them to be like, ma'am, what happened? And I'm like, oh, I tried to do a cartwheel. And then they're like, why? Kind of like when I broke my arm roller skating. And I made a pact with my husband that I would not do stupid shit like that anymore. And I would do what he says normal people do, which is go to brunch. Literally in the emergency room, he looks at me and after Ivy and Kylie left, congrats, Ivy and Kylie for surviving that night with me. But shout out to them for being great friends. And yeah, then my husband, like after everybody left, he kind of looked at me, and that's when his like crazy came out. Cause he was like keeping a cap on it until they left. And he's like, why can't you be normal? And I was like, huh? And as I'm sitting there like sweating, with a bucket hat on, and like a one piece, Palm Springs themed jumpsuit. And he's like, why can't you be normal? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, can't you just buy like pocketbooks and go to brunch like regular people do? And I was like, that's not going to happen. He's like, why do you have to go roller skating like you're trying to relive your third grade birthday party? This was also on the cusp of my 40th birthday when I was kind of like, maybe it was after my 40th birthday. It was basically when I was like, oh my God, 40. But anyway, now I'm like, oh my God, 40. This is a great club. Nobody gives a shit. And it's just fantastic. And I love it. And I like really love being on the other side, like in the 40s club on the other side of 40, was scratching into the walls, my nails into the walls as I was getting in here, but I'm here and it's cool. The transition in hasn't been so fun. But I'm glad I'm here. But whoa, what a baptism by fire rush week. The last 2 years have been with the fake heart attack, the burnt foot. What else had happened? Oh, I dealt with getting over my fears of boats and islands and the ocean and going on a cruise again and not having a panic attack, really unpacking the traumas and the dilemma of being a nurse in a pandemic, got through that, then got COVID, got a whole bunch of like health crap from that. And then I had some other stuff happen that like, I'm just like not ready to talk about, but I hope when I figure out how to talk about it, I could do it in this space that I'm trying to create, which is the Substack. But yeah, so that's the art of self. I'm not going to call it the Substack because Substack's not paying me. So they're not getting any more branding, the art of self. So hopefully we can talk about that in this space. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to do this weekly. Like I have to. I have a project in mind that I'm working on, and this is going to be a part of that project. And this is going to be kind of like my open mic / workspace, work through it. And yeah, I mean, if you subscribe, you'll learn about what I have up my sleeve this time. But if you subscribe to the paid, you'll learn about what I have up my sleeve. But if not, you'll eventually learn what I have up my sleeve. It's going to be revealed eventually. But if this is me trying to get you to subscribe paid, because eventually that money hopefully will be used to hire an editor again, hire some people, some other things, contributors, collabs, and pay people who like actually sit down with me and allow me to interview them and give me some time. Because my interviews that I want to get back to doing are, they're intense. Like, I just don't want to I like getting in someone's head, and I like having like 1 or 2 meetings with them. And I've been doing the photography again behind the scenes. There's a little reveal for you, and doing portraits of people and sitting down with people. And yeah, your girl's been in the kitchen cooking, not meth, creativity, cooking, creativity. That's what I've been doing. What else has happened in the last couple of months? Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I went to France, I went to Paris again. Went to England a few times. That's been fun. Met some awesome people. Shout out to Christina for just kind of kicking my ass a little bit and getting me back on my path. Brittany Hennessy, if you don't know her, she wrote a really a famous book that's been translated, I think, into I don't know. Let's just say 30 languages. It may be more, maybe less. But if you don't know her, let me Google her really quick for you guys. This is so much easier to do without video. I have to be honest. I'm so much more me. Thanks to everybody who slid into my DMs and told me I look like I'm presenting at a board meeting when I do YouTube videos. But I am fun and unhinged when I'm on a podcast. Like, even I can hear the difference. Maybe this will translate to video at some point. Okay, Brittany Hennessy. She wrote the book Influencer, Building Your Personal Brand. Is that it? Brittany, why is this not coming up? Yeah, Building Your Personal Brand. in the age of social media. It's like a bestseller. She's amazing. And for some reason, the universe has decided to throw us on one another's paths. And she really gave me a good ass kicking verbally, and not mean, but like a real good, like coming to Jesus, handing me my ass back in maybe March 2024. And since then, and she's like, you need to do a Substack. Like, you need to like just fucking do that. You know what you want to do. You have this like idea in your head. Let's stop going so big, and you just need to go take a baby step and take your thing that you really want to accomplish, which you've like had written down on your vision board since 2014 and in your notes and journals dating back. And she's like, just finally like give yourself this gift of doing it. And she's like, but let's not make it overwhelming. And you got the plan. Let's work backwards now. So yeah. So Brittany, shout out to her, and shout out to Christina, and shout out to Chantel and Jamila and Marissa, all the people who have really been with me the last year and mentoring me and doing the things. So yeah. And my friends, even though I haven't been spending enough time with them, but yeah, your girl was like I was working through like a lot of post-COVID health stuff, and also a lot of post-COVID mental, like that pandemic, man. Woo. What a sitch. So what is the art of self? What are we doing here? I don't want to make this like an hour podcast. Not yet anyway. Let's give you a nice little introduction into all of this, all of this. That is me. What do we got going on? Well, basically what I want to do here is I kind of want to make this community again, like we had, but not so overwhelming to me. Cause I got to be honest, last time it was a lot, and I bit off a lot more than I could chew by myself. And it was too much. So basically I want this to be an exploration of our layers. This is a very individual but collective experience. And it's for people, the art of self, which is like what I've finally boiled all this down to after I figured out that the Donna's project was a lot more about me than it was other people. And I was the project. And now I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the Donna's and get back to the Donna's project, but moving through where it's more about us individually while learning about other people and all the things. Is you're your greatest work of art. Like, that's what all this boils down to for me, that it's about all forms of self-care. It's about multidimensional self-care. It's realizing that you are a multidimensional being, that we are multidimensional beings. We're spiritual, we're physical, we're mental, we're quite emotional. A lot of the people who've had near-death experiences, a lot of these people on that side of TikTok, and a lot of the, people who believe in the reincarnation and all the things, and the aliens, I'm going to say it, they will tell you that this little Earth school we're all in, hopping around, popping up, coming back to, if you believe in the reincarnation. You weren't like, yeah, I'm going to do it again. Put me back in. And it's like you're sitting there like, all beat up and bruised. And you're like, yeah, they're like, you sure you really want to do this again? And you're like, yeah, let's do it. Hit me. Let's do it one more time. Hit me one more time, baby. Let's do it. I want to go back in. So if you believe in that, all that stuff, it's that we are here for like the emotional experience. Apparently we're here for the emotional, and you don't know what good feels like if you haven't felt bad. You don't know what happy is if you haven't been sad, right? Like, how do you know what a win is if you haven't been defeated, if you haven't like failed? And let me tell you, I'm ready for some wins, because your girl, the last couple of years, I don't know. I know it's all a process. I do believe in like everything's going to work out, and it all works out. And I do believe that like you have misses because there's better things for you in store. I'm back to trusting the universe. I wasn't trusting for a little bit. I fell off. But that's why I fell off, and I kind of like pulled back because I'm like, I can't be out of here trying to, you gotta drink your own Kool-Aid, and I wasn't for a little bit. But this is going to be lifestyle for real life. That's kind of what it's like the cigarette break from the dumpster fire. You already know. I got some interviews coming up that I'm really proud of, that I've been working really, really hard on. I got some deep dives on just random shit, like, artists, like God, I can't remember his name right now, but I saw a huge exhibit of his, James Turrell, maybe. Talk about an interesting character and fella. But saw his exhibit in Copenhagen. Very lucky to go to Copenhagen last year. Got into the last hour for like the week, because then the museum was going to be closed, of his exhibit. You had to stand in line. There were these chairs. If you got in, you got in. Me and my husband get in. We had a huge fight in the lobby of the museum because I was being a pain in the ass, and I was really stressed that and like I felt like he wasn't taking it seriously enough. That's our stuff. I don't want to put that on you, but we're good. You know, it was like a blip, but then we got into the James Turrell exhibit, and we got in there. And wow, what a friggin' experience. It was cool. I mean, you know me, I'm about the experiences. That's what life is for me. It's experiencing. And that's what I collect. I collect experiences. And that's still in my head. And anyway, after we did the exhibit, my husband was like, wow, I'm really glad we did this. And I was like, oh, so you don't care that I was a total bitch a few minutes ago. And anyway, but yeah, deep dives on stuff like that, on how, being with a narcissist or being raised by one actually shrinks your brain, makes parts of your brain smaller. We're going to talk about that. A lot of if I could say it, I still can't say it. A lot of reflection provoking shares. Wow, that's a tongue twister. I want you to get introspective. I want you to go deep. We're going to have like like journaling prompts, the things, a little tarot. It's literally, this is going to be chaotic. I'm not going to lie, but it's going to be like curated chaos. So it's going to be okay. And, it's going to bring you some joy. The whole point of this is I want to bring you joy, not another case of comparison. So I don't want you to like see these interviews or meet these people, or, me put up James Turrell and you see that he was like a pilot and then he like worked on the remote viewing program with NASA, which doesn't exist. And then he was like, I want to like basically show people what it's like to stand on a cloud and feel weightlessness. And now I'm going to go be an artist and build this like volcano thing in the middle of wherever in the desert. You know what I mean? Like what's making that guy tick? How'd we, get there? But also, let's not be like jealous that you haven't like, or not jealous. Yeah, jealous. Let's not feel jealous or not great when you see all the things that homeboy's done, because I think he's like 80 something years old. Like, let's look him up. James, I'm definitely not editing this. I want you to know this is going to be all like this. James Turrell. I don't know if this guy's problematic. He's 81 years old. So it's like, cool. Homeboy can make like installations. He could also be a pilot. He's also like, what else has he done? I want to do a deep dive on this guy. He's an educator. He's an aeronautical engineer. And he was, I think he went to the Peace Corps, but yeah, he served in the war. He hung out with some Buddhist monks. But this is like the whole point of looking at someone who's 80 and being like, wow, I have so much to accomplish in my life. Like, this shit doesn't have to happen by 30 or 40, which is what we've been like putting in our mouths and swallowing and gagging on and feeling super not accomplished. It's like, you gotta, life's your career, yo. Like, look at your life as your career, as your greatest work of art, as your biggest accomplishment. And let me tell you something. I just went to Paris, was very lucky to get invited back, and went to Paris. Not like I did anything to not be invited back to the city, but like invited back and sit with the people who I'm fostering some relationships with there. And I'm there, and my husband and I ended up at Gustav's exhibit, I think. And I'm going to talk about him too in this, because just seeing how 10 years of working on one painting and it still wasn't done by the time he died, and like looking at these pieces he worked on, it's like we've just been swallowing too much of this. It needs to be instant. You need to get a post every week. With this, you're going to get a post every week. But like, I can't promise you a YouTube video every week. Like, life gets in the way. Like, shit happens. Like, we're out here in like a literal dumpster fire. And also some weeks I just want to fuck off. I don't want to make a whole video. I'm not feeling my best. Like, and you look into the luteal, not the luteal, but like the phases and seed cycling and the phases of your menstrual cycle. And also like, yeah, maybe I got a little perimenopause going on, a little perimenopause going on. Like, You know, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I got aging parents, they got their own health shit. I'm trying to be a nurse out here. I'm trying to figure out what's next in my career. I'm trying to like work on my own spirituality. I'm trying to stay fit because let me tell you something, these croissants add up these days. It's not just like 10,000 steps and the croissant is like burned off. Like you hit a certain age. The 40 club is great, but like you hit a certain age, bro, let me tell you something. You got to work out every day. So yeah. And also just like cholesterol is a thing, you know, but like I got things going on where it's like, I can't hit the YouTubes every week, you know, and putting all that pressure on myself was like too much. And you putting that pressure on yourself is too much. Like there's no checkpoints you have to hit. Like this is all like constructed. This shit's not even real out here. It's just all been put on you to make you feel like crap and buy stuff and think have no self-esteem and think you're not worthy and think you're behind. You're not. You're on your own timeline. You're on your own path and it's all going to work out. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. You got to take care of yourself. And this is what this is about. This is about the art of self. This is about coming back home to you and, you know, just the things like I don't know. I want this to be like a cigarette break without the carcinogenics and the emphysema and the COPD. You know, I just like want this to be a nice little break for you. I want this to, I don't know. I just want it to be a good space for you and a place that you look forward to coming to and where you can like meet some people and get a little community and get in the comments and learn some things and do a couple of shares and stuff, you know? So what is the art of self? Let's just get to that. Basically, it's the assumption that your greatest body of work, when you want to call it like how we look at art, how we look at writing, how we look at photography, how we look at masterpieces, how we look at, you know, maybe a collection. Okay. Like we're looking at, you know, people collect watches, they collect cars, they collect sports memorabilia, purses, whatever. This is shifting that and saying the greatest body of work in this lifetime is you. Like you working on you experiencing, you moving through, you just the pitfalls, the wins, the ups, the downs, to all of the emotions, the biggest like ahas, those little moments, those little things that make you you. Like I read something the other day where someone was like, I'm an accumulation and I'm a collection of all my experiences and interactions with people. And sometimes I'll cut bread a certain way and it's because someone taught me how to make a sandwich like that. Or I'll, you know, put the sheets on my bed because of the way my grandmother taught me how to make a bed, or I'll do this, or sometimes I'll listen to this song and it'll remind me of this person and how so many things and so many little things have made little marks on us that make us you. And you're so unique and you're so different. And it's knowing this art of self and this concept that like, I'm kind of like living and like, you know, making like my thing is just knowing that self, like the concept of self is not simple. I am so sick of trying to sit in these meetings and have people tell me that I have to come up with the elevator pitch or how would you describe yourself in 2 sentences? I don't want to describe myself in 2 sentences, ma'am. I am not even my mother's second child. Okay. I am her first. Like there is so much to me as an artist, as a person. Like if I got to sit here and describe me, all of this, I'm 5'10". Like I'm a lot. If I got to describe all of this in 2 sentences, like maybe this isn't the room for me. I don't want to be a 12-second video. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to us. And that's what this space and that's what the art of self is. It's saying there's so much to self. It's not simple. It's not a 10-second video. It's not clickbait. It's not a 30-second, a 20-second elevator speech. It's not a 2-line profile. You know, it's all of your transformation. It's all of your collected experiences. It's all of the things that embody and make you up. It's the appreciation for the beauty that is you. It's the appreciation for the beauty that is life, that is your existence here. And the everyday routines that we're in. Like it's, you know, like getting the good fries in the cafeteria, like getting the good fries. it's not that little life. If you're into that, oh, I like this little life, that little trend. I mean, people like were not cool when I set this on my YouTube video. If you want to watch that video, I'll link it. But like, I like my little life. No, I like my life. And I'm not trying to play small here. I'm trying to like have a great existence. I'm trying to do it all. I'm trying to, be out here living. And it ain't little. Like nothing about me is little. Like I'm just, like it's just, and if you're cool, that's what you want. That's what you want. But like, I want layered. I don't want, I don't want to be fitting in a box and fitting in a pillar. I don't want my life, like the fact that like my life, I've sat in meetings the last 2 years where people have been like, well, we know you want to showcase your art and we want to showcase your life and you want to, share and you want to show people New York. Like the fact that people have tried to sit there and tell me my life has to be made into content pillars makes me want to bang my head against the fucking wall. I'm not like it really. That's not it. What like why? For who? For what? I don't know. The art of self is constant discovery. It's knowing that there's more than meets the eye when it comes to you, other people, experiences, a situation. It's like being on top of the mountain and looking at the whole thing. It's seeing the people to reference human design. It's seeing the people in the valleys. It's seeing the people in the caves. It's seeing the people by the river. It's knowing there's people on the mountain. It's just like looking at the whole picture. And it's understanding and realizing that the most meaningful experiences come from within. We're not looking for stuff, other people, substances, or things to like make us feel good or even social media to give us that dopamine hit. I should not be giving you your dopamine hit. I should be adding to your experience. But like your happiness should not come from me. It should come from within. It should come from your relationship to yourself. It should come from how you experience, how you, look at something. That's the thing I love about photography. Photography, how I try to set out and take a photo and how you view it, it's all in the eye of the viewer and the eye of the beholder, because I've set out to do something, but what I set out to do, someone may see something totally different or may have such a different experience with the work that I create. And that's what this is all about. Everything comes from within. It comes from you. You have the ability to create an amazing life. You have the ability to design the life that you want. Your mental, your words are so much more, your outlook is so much more powerful. You are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. You are a layered being. Like that's what this is about. You're requiring multidimensional self-care. You're into this, you're following this Substack, the art of self, because you're a perpetual student. You're constantly learning about yourself, learning about other people, learning about things, art, culture, music, food, cities, travel, reading stuff, articles, science, not science, whatever. You also realize you're a constant work in progress. And also healing's not an identity. Healing is something that happens, but you don't get stuck there. Like you don't, like we work on ourselves, we do a little bit of stuff, but like you can't always be working on yourself. You're constantly improving, you're constantly adding to, you're constantly taking away, putting more on. Like it, it's just, and then you got to enjoy it. And then sometimes you got to go back and be like, we got to go back to the drawing board. Or sometimes you got to take a time out. And sometimes you just like run and gun and you catch a wave and it's great. And then you're like, well, you know what? Okay. Now I got to get my energy back up. You celebrate and you embrace your unique, what makes you you. The art of self is physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's social, it's environmental, and it's intellectual. And it's all forms of self-care. It's understanding, like I said, that healing is not an identity. And it's embracing ultimately that if you're not growing, you're dead. Welcome to the art of self. Welcome to my next project. Welcome to the next chapter. I don't even know. This is not even a book. This is a multimedia experience. But welcome to it. I'm glad to have you. I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you subscribed. If you paid, thank you. Really appreciate you. And yeah, let's stay safe. Let's stay healthy. and let's take care of ourselves. You do that for you. I do that for me. But let's do it together. Let's look out for one another. I'm really looking forward to creating this space. And I'm really, really looking forward to getting to know you better and creating some community. So sound off in the comments, get in the chat. And yeah, let's do it. Bye, guys.